Welcome to Fabulously Flawed, where the perfectly imperfect come to shine. Marni, along with her sensational sidekick Taylor, are the mother-daughter duo that puts the fun in dysfunction. Every episode, we unpack the chaos of mental health while sprinkling in the sass of pop culture. We're here to share stories, laughs, and lessons that remind you to embrace your quirks and to never, ever let anyone dull your sparkle. So join us as we celebrate the beauty of being fabulously flawed. Let's get real, let's get raw, and let's get ready to add a little extra shimmer to your day.
Hey, fabulous friends. Welcome back to Fabulously Flawed podcast. I am your host, Marni, and thank you guys for listening, for joining us. I am joined by my delicious, dazzling, delightful, just amazing all-around daughter, Taylor.
I've missed hearing that. Hello, guys. I am back after our brief hiatus.
I know you had a little bit of sickness and it kind of like ushed me a little bit with my routine. We missed an episode last week, but you're back.
We're back and better than ever.
Thank you guys for joining us. And this episode is called Laughter is What We're After. Come on.
Yeah, because
You've got to laugh.
Right. When people ask me what my favorite thing is, I say laughing. I love to laugh.
It's as simple as looking at a meme. Some memes, you'll hear me, you'll go, what's so funny?
Yes.
And I send it to you. Or GIFs. Is that what they're called? GIFs?
Yeah.
So funny.
I've recently become so into memes. Like, I find them so funny. I will scroll through meme pages on Instagram just looking, and I'm like, I find myself in like October 2019. Like, I'll just keep scrolling and scrolling. So I love those.
No, laughing, like right now, the garbage disposal.
Oh,
like,
yeah.
inside joke. So even through your worst times, the best thing that you're talking to somebody, which we can all agree upon, that I have been down in rock bottom's bottom, emotionally depressed, never left my room, the drapes were closed, cried all day. But what I did do was turn on a comedy. And at the time, it was Mom, 2019. Present day, when we're funky, we put on Modern Family.
Yes.
After dun dun. But when I, as depressed as I have been my entire life, just about Studio 54 years old, my entire life has been comedy. Whether it was Joan Rivers when I was a lost 10-year-old girl. So it's
who
embedded.
I so wish. Oh God, do I wish Joan Rivers was still here today, because I would appreciate her craft and her comedy.
Oh no, we're going to get into our fashion
now
police
at this age.
The Oscars were last night.
Yes, it was Oscars Sunday. We have lots to recap from that, which is coming.
Which will be funny. It's just, there were things like when I saw Ariana Grande, we'll get back into it, how I wanted to snuggle in with her.
Yes, how she brought her comforter.
She was like an Elwood sleeping bag.
It was a mess, which
We'll get into.
Right, that's just a preview of our thoughts. But yeah, so laughing is truly one of the best things about humanity and about life, because the joy that it brings
the
people.
Endorphins.
Yes.
The endorphins.
That even in the darkest of times, people seek to laugh because, it really sparks that fire inside.
I think collectively as a country, we all, or the world, but as a country, we need to rewatch, and I have never showed it to you. I don't know why, the movie Airplane.
Oh, I've never heard of that before.
Oh, my God. Are you kidding me? My Guillermo girl right here is going to Google it right now. It is one of the funniest movies of all time. It's like they go, Shirley, you can't be serious. I am serious, and stop calling me Shirley. I mean, it's just these isms.
Oh, okay,
It is just, I can't even begin to explain this slapstick comedy. And I posted a picture of it.
I'm so much into slapstick comedy.
Wait. No. You will be into Airplane. It is one of, if anyone's listening, and if you're Taylor's friends, ask your mom. It's from 1980. So I put it on Facebook. Like, Guillermo's showing us. See? It is.
Okay.
Oh, no.
I mean, it looks cute.
No.
Like an old-timey,
friggin'
cute
hysterical.
movie.
Like, some of the jokes were like these two little kids, and the little boy's all dressed up like a man, and he's like, how do you take your coffee? And she goes, black, like my men. These little 10-year-olds. I mean.
Oh, that's so funny.
They're like, a hospital, what is it? A tall building with patients. But don't talk, get it? A hospital, what is it? Meaning, why are you in the hospital? Are you giving birth? Do you have appendicitis? Get it? They were in conversation.
Oh, I see. And okay. It took me a second to get that one right over my head. Yeah.
No pun intended, but that went over your head like an airplane. So
funny.
Boop, boop, boom.
But yeah.
So my Guillermo girl, my other daughter, Brianna / Cosmo, she is the queen of GIFs. I have never peed in my pants. I could talk about the most random thing like a towel, but she will send something to me relevant about a towel that I just pee. I mean, it is just so funny. Something
I know.
Scrolling through TikTok when you're depressed.
TikTok, as you know, I do like to say sometimes that TikTok can be, like so addicting and harmful for the brain, but at the same time, the joy that it brings me, oh my God, I will sit in my bed and laugh. And my screen time for TikTok sometimes is alarmingly high, but I cannot help it because my For You page is just like crafted.
What's a For You page? What does that mean?
It's what when you're on TikTok and that's like your
I know
homepage.
because Brie always asks me her For You page and I always nod along, but I have no idea what it is.
It means it's like videos that like are curated towards your interests based on like how you've interacted with videos in the past.
That's why
it's
I get all
the For You page. It shows you videos that the algorithm thinks you'd be interested in.
No, you don't understand. Now I know why it makes sense, why I get all the mental health videos and the people dancing to the...
Of course, because you interact with, you like and engage with those type of videos, so they keep showing you those type. Yes, that's a For You page.
Oh my gosh, this
You're
whole
like
time I was
4
like,
years late.
Does Siri know my mind? How come everything I think about does everything I watch?
Yes, exactly. So now I've, my For You page is kind of perfectly crafted towards my interests, and it just gets me every day, like every hour of every day. There's a new video that kills me.
Some people don't even realize how funny they are. Like, it was COVID that brought out so much imagination and creativity.
Absolutely.
I love how I just enunciated my words. Creativity.
Oh, absolutely. You were stuck inside. There was nothing to do but explore your own creativity.
I mean, there's the people with their pets, they're just so funny. But then I don't even want to talk about the people that give me anxiety that I follow, like the mothers that don't know how to feed their children, that little boy Adam that gave me anxiety. I had to get rid of that.
Yeah, there are definitely things on the internet that can be extremely triggering, but there's a lot of joy there too.
This 2-year-old boy and the mother lets him get away with anything, hitting the friggin' newborn baby, and she just go gentle. That's all she knows how to say. And it was like, I would scream. You wouldn't hear me.
You would literally like die over those videos and it would really, truly, genuinely affect you.
It did, because the woman was a moron and I couldn't go through the computer screen and slap her. But in any event, on another planet. But there are things that when you are depressed, of course, go out, punch a wall, bang your head against the wall, do a punching bag, run, whatever you have to, come back and laugh.
Yeah.
If you're listening right now, listeners, so hopefully there's a ton of them, when was the last time you really laughed? And I've talked about this on probably every episode. People don't understand the benefits of laughing.
Yeah, the power of laughing and what it does. Like, it truly, truly does, enhance your mood. And
it's an instant vacation. It's not going to change your circumstances.
That's cute.
Right?
An instant vacation.
I think Mel Brooks, who, History of the World, I'll tell you all about who he is on another episode, but if you're listening my age, History of the World, come on. He said laughter is an instant vacation. Oh, it was Milton Berle, one of them, old-time comedians. It doesn't change your circumstance, but for the moment, why worry if you could laugh?
Yeah, I mean, why not? Of course, anything to do to make yourself feel better.
It works. And you're talking, again, if I didn't live it, I wouldn't be able to preach it. That you have seen me in the darkest depression, and then all of a sudden you'll hear, not the.
And I'm so thankful that, you have found when you need a laugh, that you found these videos on the internet that bring you so much happiness.
But it's my whole life. Like, it's like God knew, or the universe knew, to introduce me to Joan Rivers. I mean, this powerhouse of
queen. I can't believe it's been 10 years since she's gone.
No, I literally.
Wow, time flies.
As 10 years old, I'm walking around going, can we talk? Can we talk? Like, that was her thing. Can we talk? And it's my whole life in just stand-up comedians. Like Rosie, I Love You So Much, since 1984, Star Search. And Sinbad, and just so many. Sinbad, who you're like, who's Sinbad? Yeah, he was on Star Search.
No clue.
I know.
Okay.
But these people in 1984 and 1985 healed me because I was so sad and lonely. So laughter, I've always been after. Like, I was always the funny friend also. Even in my early 20s, people were like, Marni, can you do your funny stuff? Just talk.
That's what, people say that to me too sometimes. I guess like mother, like daughter.
Really?
Yeah. Oh, for sure. People find me funny.
So you got the funny genes like
I would
for me?
I would like to think so.
I gave you one good gene.
Yeah, no, you did. I would like to think that I'm pretty funny. Yeah, I try my best.
Even inside jokes with your friends. Like, if you're sitting there and you think, oh my God, let me just text so-and-so and remind her of that time in 1984 when we were candy stripers at the hospital in Mount Sinai and we were fired for eating in the cafeteria too much. My friend Andrea Grossman at the time, we were best friends for so many years, and her mom was the head nurse of 8 Main at Mount Sinai in Miami Beach. So after camp, my last year, what was I going to do during the summer? So I was a candy striper.
Right, yes.
But we spent more time playing and eating than actually candy striping.
Knowing you, that doesn't really surprise me one bit, at all.
Who gets fired from a volunteer job? Okay, think about it. I was fired from volunteering as a candy striper.
You're right. It's pretty hard to be to be fired from a volunteer job.
And it's so funny because at Mount Sinai, Fancy Schmancy, and my aunt, who's in the character of my book, you make a donation and you get a plaque. They have pavilions for people and wings. So she has hers, but she put hers right next to the admissions office. She goes, if people are going to go to the hospital, they all have to go walk through admissions. So if I'm paying whatever, 100,000, whatever it was, they're going to see my name.
Yeah, I'm sure.
As ludicrous and genetically deformed as I come from, it's so funny when I look back at what characters we are. So,
absolutely. For sure. That's why you yourself are such a character. And I think that's also why I'm also such a character, because we have a lineage of characters.
I don't think I take myself too seriously, but when it comes to my vanity, I freak out. But other than that...
Oh, I have a funny story. Speaking of vanity. So the other night I was at the Hard Rock and I was at a blackjack table and I wasn't playing. I was just sitting there with somebody who was playing, and I just take out my phone to check to see how I look and whatever, to make sure that I'm looking okay. And the dealer was like, he had already told me before, I can't have my phone on the table. So whatever, I took it, I was in my hand, I start looking at Snapchat to see how I look, and he's like, you can't have your phone out. I'm like, I'm so sorry, my vanity makes me addicted to looking at my phone. And he started to laugh, he got a kick out of what I said. I'm like, sorry, my vanity makes me look. So
when you're at a dinner table, you could nonchalantly take the fat butter knife and check your teeth and your makeup if you angle it just like that. And if guys were watching me, you'd see how I'm angling it just like this. I would look, because when I had my gross teeth, now I have my new teeth. Thank you, Dr. Malo.
Yeah, your beautiful white pearly smile that I literally look at you and I'm like, just smile. I'm obsessed with staring at those teeth.
But how gross were my old teeth? We could talk about it now that I have new teeth. Oh my God.
I know. They were pretty rough. They were in need of some work.
They had to come all out. I had to take out because the bone loss and then the spaces in between. I remember going to a dentist saying, can I have teeth whitening? And he was like, honey, that's the last thing on your list is the whitening.
Yeah.
You have bone loss. You're going to lose your teeth. I'm like, wait, what? Lose my teeth.
But now look at you. You have this gorgeous, gorgeous, bright,
it's the best thing that ever happened.
Yeah.
And so now I'm able to laugh without worrying that people are going to look. When Noah said to me, he goes, Mom, what's that black stuff in your teeth? Remember?
Yes. And you're like, teeth decay. Yeah.
Teeth decay.
Right.
Exactly.
Right. So, but we've nipped that in the bud. And now it's, a new set of teeth, which I could stare at all day long.
I love it. Thank you, my baby girl.
And speaking back to Joan Rivers really quick, the Oscars.
Her book is right there.
Yeah, it's sitting on our shelf. I was actually really impressed with the fashion at the Oscars. I was not cringing. I feel like in the past, from 2020 to 2023-ish, some of the fashion that we've seen at these award shows have been so outrageous.
Sometimes they go a little over the top.
Oh, a little extreme. Okay, I wish Joan Rivers was here to comment on Ariana Grande's outfit last night, because her commentary would absolutely kill me.
She was a big sleeping bag from a girl's glam camp, but the way she would say it would be hysterical.
Oh, hysterical, yeah.
Here's my thing. Not one girl had boobies. Not one.
Yes, I guess small boobs are...
No, it's not even small boobs, Tay. They were all flat-chested. What did they do with their boobies?
I don't know. Maybe it was just how they looked for that night. Maybe they got, their implants removed. Who knows? There's a million possibilities.
Every single one
I
of
did
them.
notice that there was not a big cleavage trend at all. But I guess in past years there has been.
Who was your favorite
more.
look last night? Okay, now we'll verge into fashion, please.
Right, because now I'm thinking about Carrie Mulligan.
Wait, we're also talking again, about my vanity and my insanity, because after seeing some of these women, now I'm thinking laser peels, facials.
But you have to remember also they have like 3 hours of glam on their face. Like they sat there in that chair from morning to afternoon
And
getting.
your point is? No, I'm kidding.
that they don't look like that for real.
I know.
It's, the high quality lighting and cameras and makeup that they used.
I just kept thinking, like, okay, I can't wait to have my upper eyelids done, like Emma Stone did or whatever. It's like, who
she
does not
looked
age?
so gorgeous.
What's her name from Spider-Man? When you came in the
Zendaya?
room? No. The blonde.
Kristen Dunst.
Yes, she looks exactly as she did in the 90s.
Yes, she looked I loved her look last night. I love a simple, elegant look, and that was exactly what Kristen Dunst did in her white. Oh my God, and her makeup was simple yet elegant, and it looked so clean and fresh. I loved her look, but
Brittany Snow, well, I'm starting from the beginning of my memory.
Yeah,
Not
Brittany
many
Snow
people
could do
pull off
yellow, and
she
did. And, matched it with, I think, that pretty blue necklace, which exquisite. I thought Carey Mulligan looked so good.
What color was her dress again?
She was in the black with the white tulle.
Yes.
At the bottom, but she looked, oh my God, ravishing. Her body looked amazing. And Emma Stone, I absolutely loved.
Again, flat boobies. Ariana Grande, no boobies. All of the girls.
Well, Ariana's always been tiny, but I guess Emily Blunt, I really wish she didn't have that silver detailing.
No.
It was the lifted shoulders, and I would have loved the dress.
They were like McDonald arches on her shoulders.
Yes. Oh, I did not like that at all.
I don't know what
Florence did it too, and I wasn't a fan of those.
Was it because the dress was so heavy they needed to not have shoulders?
No, it was
on
definitely just an intentional, mind trippy design, I'm sure.
She did the tribute to the penis and vagina with the little bit of bedazzling.
I know, it literally looked like that. I thought that Haley Steinfeld, not many people loved her dress. I loved it. It was this one right here with the flowy.
Oh, yeah, no, if you want it to be the butterfly effect, I get it, but what was all the other tumult going on? It was too much. Either pick the chains and the gold or the butterfly, but it was a mixture. It did not work. It was like taking ketchup and eating it with, just macaroni and cheese. I don't know.
And people do that actually.
Ew,
yeah.
Ketchup with macaroni and cheese?
Oh, absolutely, Mom.
How high were they?
Oh,
Ew.
people do crazy things nowadays. And, Eva Longoria too.
Oh, I loved her. First of all,
I love an all black look.
She was, and wait, you missed it, Laverne Cox. I was calling you, but you were sleeping, Kaz. Guillermo, I don't know if you heard this. Marlee Matlin, you could look her up, Kaz.
I've seen this.
Okay, so she's deaf, and she had her interpreter doing the sign language. So they were saying, how does it feel to be back since you were a winner, and the interpreter was doing the sign language.
No. Marlee was signing. The interpreter is speaking on behalf of Marlee.
Of Laverne, whatever it was. Marlee was just, Laverne was talking and the person was signing. So Laverne went to ask a question and gave it to Marlee Matlin.
Yes.
With the microphone. She can't talk.
Yes, no, I saw that too, and Marlee she played it off so well.
She pushed it over.
I know she pushed it over. I mean, it was rough, but I feel like it's probably just muscle memory. You go straight to the.
It's true, absolutely. And Laverne, I have to tell you, was not as cringy last night. She was not.
We are not fans of Laverne as a host.
But love her.
Love her as a person, absolutely. She's amazing and fabulous. But as a host, I just can't get behind that.
Because we're used to Juliana Rancic.
Juliana Rancic. But, I will say that last night she wasn't terrible. She definitely, they probably said to her, do something different. Her famous line is...
What's the story?
Yep, her famous line at all these award shows for the past few years has been, so what's the story you're telling? So what's your story? And she would just do it over and over again. And I literally was like, Mom, we should play a drinking game. Every time Laverne says, what's your story? Take a shot. You'd be absolutely freaking wasted.
Hammered before it started.
Hammered before the shows even start.
But I love when she was with Sterling K. Brown and his wife. She was like, girl, I got you.
Yeah, she definitely opened up with them and was more friendly with them and,
But I loved,
more comfortable
did you
and had
see
a good
her
time.
gold, fabulous earpieces?
Oh, no, I didn't even notice that. No.
Head to toe. She was fabulous from head
Yeah, no, she always
toe.
dresses fabulous. I just, the hosting can cringe me out sometimes. I just, don't love it. I thought that Julianne Hough was so good, but I hated her.
Why did she wear that? Maybe she was bloated?
No. Julianne Hough is not bloated. She is in such shape and so fit and so hot. And she wore this
It looked like a curtain that she got out of the shower and wrapped herself.
Oh my God, she looked absolutely horrible. I hated her look, which I'm disappointed in because she's so ravishing and I love her so much.
The one we disagreed about, well, just the feathers.
Lupita Nyong'o.
Oh, is she breathtaking?
You know what? And Xana, the E! News fashion correspondent,
the little
was saying
teeny
how
blonde.
Yes, she's going to be on every best dress list.
Everyone.
And I didn't love the feathers on her waist. I liked it at the bottom.
See, we come from a world. If you look in the book, my book, True to Myself, Peace, Love, Marni on Amazon, there's a picture of us, me, Nanny, and Fancy Schmancy. She had ostrich feathers at the bottom of her gown. So I come from gowns with feathers.
Right, which is what Lupita did. That's
Exactly.
probably why you loved it so much. And she looked, again, she could pull it off, that baby blue color and that, the tight fitting. And oh my God, she looked gorgeous. But
America was perfect.
Yes. I loved that America Ferrera pulled a Margot Robbie and showed up in that themed pink dress. And she looked amazing.
Can we just talk about for a second the way they introduced the nominees with the personal stories?
Oh, I love that. I texted my friends as it was happening. I'm like, I love this crying face. I was dying. They'd never done that before.
No, Jodie Foster and Jamie Lee Curtis, I know from Children. Mm-hmm. And then when she was like, girl, you do this. And what was her name, the last one?
Regina King.
Regina King, love her. My prayers go to her because her son died of suicide a few years ago.
Oh, yes.
And you know what? Look at her. She is living her life.
Strength, resilience. You just got to keep...
and resilience. So I have to give that shout out to her because every time I see her, whether it's on a commercial now, I always think... I'm praying for her at that moment because she lost her son.
And now that we're on this note, just a quick 988.
Oh, 988. Okay.
Shout out that it exists and it's there for you 24/7.
I did not have an emergency crisis hotline through many times where you would, and I don't want to ruin this episode, where you had to come rescue me, where I would have called 988. It's an emotional
support helpline.
If you were to call 911 for a physical emergency, this is an emotional emergency.
Exactly. That's a great way to put it. Yeah.
And what is amazing, it came out July of 22,
Okay.
and they only had less than of a 1% needed a crisis mobile unit. Most people needed someone to listen to.
Right, just to talk
That's
to.
all it is, just to talk to someone.
So, on that little note of her son dying by suicide, just to put it out there that 988 is accessible to you whenever you need it.
It's funny, they put these actors on a pedestal that they should behave this way and they should. And no, they're humans. They're unhealed. And I'm going to talk about this on my next episode, Unhealed Trauma. So when certain people act a certain way, Robert Downey Jr. at one time couldn't get insured to be on a movie because of his drug addiction.
And speaking of that, Jimmy Kimmel actually mentioned it in his, and I'm sure they're friends, him and Robert Downey Jr.
They had to have been because he wouldn't have done that.
I've done that. They said that, something about being the highest in the room or Hollywood or something. And they're like, oh, well, Robert Downey Jr., whatever. A joke about his, drug addiction, obviously.
He did crack.
I know. It was really, really bad. And look at him. He just won an Oscar last night.
He is the best remarkable story because nobody would give him a job afterwards. And then whoever did, whatever that first movie was, I'm going to look it up because I bet to this day he just must be forever just beholden, just in this heart,
forever indebted to.
Forever indebted. Thank you. Mm-hmm. Am I getting older?
Right. You've been forgetting your words or your little.
It's menopause, Tay. It's menopause. I identify as 21.
That's why you have me here to help you through the short-term memory loss.
My date of birth is 1970, but I identify as 21. Tay, you're actually older than me. Yeah, I think so too. Brianna has been raising me since she was 10.
Right. So, physically you're older, but mentally I'd say I take the cake on that one.
I know my wisdom, but anything else, I am just sometimes I'm like a 10-year-old, sometimes like a 17-year-old. It's just...
Right, she goes back and forth, yeah, but then you are 54 or 53.
Yeah, then
sometimes I'll give yourself some credit in that
Mm-hmm.
department. You're not totally a child.
You know what it is? No, the wisdom I've learned, I've acquired.
Oh my God, my whole life you've been so wise, and you've only gotten wiser as you've healed yourself.
Like a little owl.
Yes. As you've healed yourself, you've become more wise and more knowledgeable, and you've passed that on to me.
Do you know what, Tay? Because reacting... It's like talking to the chair. It's like,
I know,
unless you're communicating and comprehending something with someone, then it's just so what were we saying? I just got distracted by a sound as I can hear what I'm saying, but I'm not going to stop this podcast. What was I just talking about?
Oh, well, now I'm forgetting because I get
Can we talk about what I
Yeah.
did this weekend? How are we on time? Like, seriously, because I don't want this to go over 30 minutes. Okay, perfect. So I'm going to just end it up with a quick synopsis of my weekend. I got married for the third time to my husband, who has been my husband the first 3 times. And it has just been amazing dating my husband. We never got to date because our relationship started by an affair. And it's 25 years later to the day of where we met. We went back to renew our vows and get remarried, not revow, renew our vows. And it is just the most amazing feeling to finally allow myself to accept love and be loved, because part of my healing was not feeling I deserved it. So subconsciously, we both have taken accountability through the years and grateful we went through everything. But the awareness we've brought each other, and now we communicate and accepting one another and no judgment, that dating daddy, we never got to date before. And it's been so romantic and fun. And if you read my book, I just have to say this. The last line in my book is 242424. And that's an inside joke between Daddy and I when we were first together.
I have to say, you say Daddy and I as if like you're just speaking to me.
Well, I am just speaking to you. And that's what makes our podcast so fabulous, is that other people feel like they're sitting in on our conversation.
Okay, true.
So, now I forgot where I was going with. 242424. So that was our way of saying I love you too forever during the beeper days. There was no texting, no cell phone, so we would page each other with these beepers. So February 24th at 2:24 on 2024, he got on his knee and proposed to me and gave me the most sparkling ring on the most sparkling water, because the first 2 times we got married, I had to beg him physically, please, I am begging you to marry me. Now, I feel like Sleeping Beauty, like he kissed me and the spell is over.
Oh, I'm so glad.
It's like
it's really nice for me to see you guys so happy, and I'm so grateful for your love and everything.
It's been the best 2 years of our lives, all of us, I think, as a family.
Absolutely.
Growing.
There's been so much growth within these last 2 years. Oh my God, in so many aspects of our life.
And all of it was lack of awareness, lack of communication. Like, I wish I could go back in time, and I can't wait to talk about this on another episode. And it's like, oh, I'm sorry, and I always do it with my ADHD and spending. I need that dopamine rush. I have impulsivity. I don't realize what I'm doing. It's not to hurt you. And it's just, am I boring you?
No.
You just yawned.
Oh, no, I didn't yawn at all.
Oh, you didn't yawn? I'm being
No.
Dorit right now.
We're
going to
cut this part of the out.
No, we're not. No, we're not. We're going to be, it's funny because during the reunion of the Housewives, Dorit, Andy Cohen always yawns. So she goes, so I was just channeling my Dorit because we talked about her before. She was like, am I boring you? So he did it again the next year. He yawned. And she's like, am I boring you? So the reunion, that's the final tomorrow night, was he yawned again. So it's just very funny. But I'm finding humor in just the silly things. And our Etsy store.
Always have to bring that up.
Guys,
yes,
no.
Fabulously Flawed with 2 Ds.
It's
fabulouslyflawed.net. Best products ever.
So we just
not biased or anything.
No. But we just got an order yesterday. Somebody ordered 3 emotional support hoodies. That's what it says on it. It's like these. It makes you feel good without saying a word.
Yeah, and it makes us feel really good knowing that people are buying our products that are meant to make them feel good. It's like we just want to spread goodness around and know that people.
It's Affirmation Nation.
Yeah, and just want them to feel okay. And we're glad that our products can provide.
No, it's happiness.
Some
because
happiness.
When
Yeah.
I go to purchase my own things and I look in my box of shopping cart, it's like, okay, you have 980 products. 980. I want to buy everything because our products are so beyond. Seriously, guys. So on that note, I am going to wish everybody a terrific Tuesday. I hope everybody protects their peace, smiles. I hope you play more and never ever let anyone burst your bubble, and never, ever, ever, ever let anyone dull your sparkle.
Ever.
I love it. Taylor Swift. I love it ending on that. Ever.
Yeah.
I love it.
All right, guys. Thanks so much for listening. We can't wait to be back soon.
Have a fabulous day. Much love and peace.
Bye.
Bye.
Thanks for tuning in to another episode of Fabulously Flawed. Remember, we drop new episodes every Tuesday and Thursday, so be sure to subscribe and never miss a moment of this dazzling duo. Craving more sparkle? Head over to fabulouslyflawed.com for exclusive content, episode archives, and more.
And don't forget to check out Fabulously Flawed on Etsy for tons of amazing products that are sure to brighten your day. Be sure to follow us on socials to keep the conversation going and become a part of our Fabulously Flawed family. Until then, keep embracing your beautiful imperfections and remember, never let anyone dull your sparkle.